So you guys, I know you probably saw some of my other videos, and yeah, I recorded it all in the same night because Lala cannot sleep right now. And tomorrow I have a busy day ahead of me, so unfortunately I probably will not be able to do a videos for tomorrow. But I want you to have the content, so I am double recording. So this is pre-recorded. And if like you should not have a problem with that because like you really shouldn't. Anyway, sorry about the ability to not go live. Like, is it really frustrating because they keep chopping up my videos and I'm so not feeling it. But I'm gonna bang that shit out anyway, right? I'm gonna get you guys the videos out anyway. So they be all right. They be all right. But today, I want to come to you about changing the way we think, right? It's really, really important that we change the way we think because, and that you guys don't trip, like, I'm chillaxing at home and I do have clothes on. Like, it's just not very appropriate for you guys to, like, see me in a spaghetti strap right now. Like, so I have to cover up. So just excuse that. However, I want to talk about changing the way we think. Okay, changing the way we think, you guys. Like, okay, there are so many wonderful people out in the world, and it's very unfortunate that some of the people go through the most shit. The most, like there is no other way to put it. They just go through the most. And like a lot of people probably think like, damn, why me? Like every time I get like 3 steps forward, I got pushed like 5 steps back. Like what's good with that? Like that's trash, right? I know it's super trash. It is. But unfortunately, what makes things a little bit easier is the way we react to it. Okay? And I know it's easier said than done. And this is something that I struggle with myself. But unfortunately, like, I just get tired of stressing over shit that I have no control over, right? Like, the fuck? If I don't have it, like, I don't have it. But if it's something that I can do, like, I have a book bag and I love my Spider Man backpack. It makes me feel so special. Like, it gets me through the tough times. And I pack that motherfucker with my products. Yep. So if I'm in your food stamp office or whatever, you might get some samples, you might get a product, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Sometimes you gotta make shit shake like that. You know what I'm saying? And you just gotta have that humbleness about you because you know you have to provide. Period. Period. Don't want to hear nothing. Like, no. But if you ain't got it, you just ain't got it. So shout out to my homegirl, lady, like, check her out. Like, she is super dope. So shout outs to her. Shout outs to my little cousin Malika. Shout outs to my cousin Goose. Shout out to my aunt Tisha. Shout out to Serena. And I really want to thank you guys because for a lot of you guys who don't know, it's been very difficult. Okay, getting on camera sometimes at first was a struggle because of anxiety, but I don't really, I don't really go out. Like, I don't do no social stuff. Big ups to Princess T. I think, I don't know. Um, I don't know her name right now because, like I said, it's not in front of me. But Princess, I think it's Princess TT or Princess T on here. She know who I'm talking about. The nice chocolate pretty young lady who does the Mommy Friends conference. Mommy Friends. Hopefully, I'm saying that right. So yeah, that was supposed to be my engagement that I went out to kind of step outside. So I'm getting used to stepping outside of my comfort zone because being comfortable, it's not good because once you get comfortable, life like throw your ass a curveball and your ass feel like you drag racing in a car and you just like, what the fuck? Like, I'm just swishing and swaying everywhere. Like, what in the hell? And for you guys who don't know what drag racing is, that's like when they I don't know where it started at, but it's like NASCAR racing. You know how they go around in a circle really really fast. Well, the drag racing, like, they do these slides and these turns that makes it like really pop. You know what I'm saying? To the look, of course it's dangerous. So I wouldn't advise you to do it, but that should be looking crazy. It'd be looking so interesting. Um, so yeah, so I'm practicing stepping out of my comfort zone. So I went out this Halloween with the kids. Normally I let them do their little, what I'm saying, one-on-one thing, and I stay home with the baby or whatever, whatnot. That was the case last year. Well, this year we went out. And it was kind of crazy because somebody had a big rat. It was a big rat, a big green rat that scared the shit out of my son. And he's never the same at this point. So, but the fact of the matter is I was out, so that's important, okay? So, it was fun. I mean, it was fun until he seen that fucking rat. That was done. He was done. So, I was like, shit. I had to go back to the car. But, it was all good at the end of the night. We got candy. We hung out. We had a really good time. So, shout out to you guys. I love you guys. Let's see what else going on. Trying to give you guys the update and the tea on what's up. So, you may start seeing a lot of the businesses on my timeline. Make sure that you like, share, and support that, because your girl's been working really hard on bringing forth a lot of things. I have a lot of things in the work that I want to start doing some fundraising for. When all of that information gets up and running, I'll be sure to share it on this platform so that you guys know what's up, when it's coming, dates, etc. I also make better use of that calendar, so it will definitely be on the calendar as well. Excuse me. Let's see what else we have. Okay, so back to changing the way that we think. I'm sorry, I feel like I got off topic, but changing the way we think is important. We can think like, oh my gosh, it's the end of the world. I just have this crappy ass life, and I think that's why a lot of people kind of get wrapped up in, smiling, but they have so much pain going on, so much stuff that they've been through. And not to say that it's okay, and not to say that, it's justifiable, not to say that, they're any different than anybody else, because who the fuck deserves that? Like, that shit is not fun. It's irritating as fuck. But unfortunately, life is what it is, and we cannot control some of the hardships that we have coming to us, and the things that we have to deal with. But it does lighten the load when I notice that I'm not such an ass about it. You know what I'm saying? And when I say that, like, when you kind of marinate and stew in it, it's very easy to be, oh, look at, oh, look, it's me. Oh, I'm going through this. Oh, I'm going through that. Like, no. The first thing that you can do is, one, show gratitude. Show gratitude, because the thing about it is life tends to show us the different lessons. And unfortunately, pain is something that teaches us the best, the most, like, you could do whatever studies that you can do in a lab or whatever the case may be. I don't give a fuck who you are. At the end of the day, pain taught you something that changed you forever. And the whole point of it is really acknowledging that and processing that properly, to know that, okay, this really hurt, and reflect on the part that you play in it, and some of the thought processing, and some of what may have happened. And sometimes is not so much as what you see. You may see somebody and, oh, they look like they okay, they look like they doing all right. They might be going through the most. you know? They may say they okay, but they really may not be okay. So, I encourage you guys to really, really ramp up on praying and just showing that unconditional love to each other, because it is really, really important. You have no clue what somebody may be going through behind closed doors. You have absolutely no clue. So sometimes I find myself asking that God really provides the love and the support that some people need, and to make himself aware and present in their life so that it is changed. And for a lot of people, I noticed that that's something that's not very, it's not encouraged, it's not something that's spoke upon, and it can be very difficult. It can be very difficult. So for my people who are having a hard time in life right now, who really don't understand what the fuck and why the fuck this is happening and this and this and that, I really, 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 really wanted to encourage you, because unfortunately, in order to live, we have to fight to live. In order to fight to live, you have to cut out the bullshit. You have to cut out the bullshit. For them people, oh, you got that little purse, cut them off. Like, you better be Edward Scissorhands. Cut that shit cut it out. Cut it out, because you don't need it. And sometimes God needs us to be by ourselves. God needs us to be by ourselves to understand what it is we want, what it is we need, what it is our perceptions are. Because a lot of times I feel like when you have something that's going on in life, we so comfortable and we so eager to pick up the phone and call a friend, call my man, call my mama, call my sister, call my brother. You calling somebody instead of just like taking a second to yourself and really meditate and really understand, like, okay, what the fuck just happened? I don't understand it, because this is the thing, you guys. Everybody have a path. Everybody have a purpose. And everybody around you is not going to understand that. Okay? So who knows better than you would, right? You. So you take that time to yourself and you really think about what your perception is, what your thought, what your feelings are about a specific situation or whatever it is that's going on in your life. And then that's when you are able to connect with God and pray to God and say, okay, God, provide me clarity on this situation, because I really don't understand this. You may think it's just like, it's shitty, it's the end of the world, but he may be setting you up for something much better, much, much better. And you just may not even know it. You may not even see it coming. You may not even know. Like, sometimes I feel like I go through stuff and I may pray. Like, if it's to the point where I feel like, okay, I need to talk to somebody about what's going on, I pray. And sometimes it's so crazy. Like, gotta bring somebody to my house, my whole house, like in the flesh, like human. Like, what? You know what I'm saying? And it may be a mailman. It could be anybody. It could be a bum on the street. Who knows? Like, God uses everybody. So do not be snoozing on God either. You know what I'm saying? Because he's no joke. And that man he know what's up. He know what's up. So we all go through life. And as long as we depend on him, because like, y'all be sleeping for real. Because let me tell you something. God is the plug. Psh, like, did y'all hear what I just said? God is the plug. Stop sleeping on him. Y'all playing them games. Y'all playing them games. He is the plug. Okay? He's the plug. Fuck Pooh Bear, Don, whoever you think is the plug, he's the real plug. Because he has connections to stuff that we know nothing about. Nothing. And the way he orchestrates shit, you be like, oh my God, he's so smooth. Like, that hurt, but damn, like, why you had to do me like that? Like, God be thugging you sometimes. He be thugging. I be like, damn, God, why you thug me like that? Like, what? Like, sometimes you gotta give God some snaps, because he be on it. He be on it. He be doing stuff. You be like, for real, God? What? You don't know. You don't know. So it's best that we connect with him, and it's just like it's so crazy. Like some of the I won't say like not all of the hardest times, but I think the highlight of one of my deepest, darkest moments is when I had my one of my son's recipients showed up to his funeral, and I had no clue, no clue at all. And honestly, you guys, I didn't even know what being a donor meant or none of that. Like, I didn't. And this lady, I'm sure she just got off a table and was not even supposed to be out. And it was so crazy. It was very chaotic. It was everywhere. Emotionally, I was everywhere. Mentally, I was everywhere. And for me to see this woman and know that like she's not even supposed to be out, it meant the world to me. And that it really fucked me up. I ain't even gonna lie, like I was just like that's how, like, I think at that moment in my life, like that's how I knew God was real. Like, what the fuck? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was some shit that made my eyebrows like go. Like my shit was gone. I was just like, wow. But divinely, sometimes you guys, like, God have shit set up. God have shit set up. And it may not always feel good. It may not, we may not always understand it. And unfortunately, sometimes it's not for us to understand. But I think when we connect with ourselves, that is the best form of connection. That is the best connection that we could ever have with anybody, anybody outside of ourselves. But don't get me wrong and don't get it twisted. Like, God has the ability to bring people in your life that you just be like, oh my God, like, who is this? Like, I didn't even know they make these kind of people, and they just touch you in ways that I mean, it'd be mind blowing. It'd be mind blowing. Like, my favorite emoji, if y'all haven't noticed, is the little emoji with the brains. Just mind blowing. It's crazy because it's just what it is. Some things you can't make sense of it. It's just beautiful. It's just what it is. It's just what it is. So you guys, make sure that you know and understand that you need to change the way you think about stuff. Okay? Make sure that you don't look at it so negatively, because when you look at it so negatively, it's so easy to give up. And we can't give up on ourselves because we got to fight to live. We have to fight to live. And when you fight to live, like, I mean, certain things I'm experiencing now, I have, like, I don't know. It's just a form of getting back to myself, getting back to who I am. I think that when we are born, we forget a lot of who we are, and when we come into a specific space in our life, I think that it is a big reflection on who we are to be naturally. We are taught to care about this person, care about that person, and feel as though you are not worthy because oh, your butt's not fat enough. And we constantly got these images and this imagery and these perspectives and so much about why it is we're not good, why it is we're not good enough, why it is we're not loved. And yeah, it may be difficult when you're having problems with your family or problems with your mom or problems with your dad, and whatever the case may be. I think that makes it difficult, but at the end of the day, when you assess and you reflect on those situations, a lots of times, if you come out to do things that he or she did not do, meaning your mom or your dad did not do, and you kind of rose above that and you were able to do things differently, that pain drove you to do so. Now, yeah, it didn't feel good while that was going on, but look who you are now. Look who you are now. Look what you have the capability of doing. And then on top of that, like, you have the ability to touch people in ways that you have no idea. Because somewhere, some way, somebody is waiting on you. They don't know how to cope. They don't know what to think. They just want to talk to somebody that has been through the same thing or something similar. And sometimes that's difficult because who's going to talk to a complete stranger about their situation, right? Who's going to do that? Sometimes it's what happens, but it happens because God send these people to us, to help us along the way, to help us through things, to help us through storms. But we have to trust Him because sometimes they can be negative. Sometimes the devil could send people too. So that's why it's important, you guys, to make sure that you pray, make sure that you meditate, make sure that you stay connected with yourself, because if you do not, you won't know. So do not sleep on God. Do not press snooze. Do not press snooze on yourself. Okay? So fight to live. Live for you. Don't live for nobody else. I don't care what your mama say, what your mama don't like, what your brother like, what your brother don't like, what your sister said, what your baby sister, cousin, baby mama, dog said. I don't care about none of that. Live for you. Live for you. What are your needs? How can God love you? How can you love God? How can you love your babies better? How could, you know what I'm saying? But it all starts with you. You have to love you better. Be kinder to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Me, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I talk my shit to myself because I have to. I have to. It's just who I am. Like, bitch, you the shit. You did that. But don't get me wrong, I still talk my shit to myself when I'm not doing what I need to be doing. Like, bitch, what is this? This is trash. Like, why would you even do that? You need to do better. Bitch, you need to do better. And I'll tell my kids too, like, hey, mommy could do better, because that right there, like, I should have did this. I should have did that. I make sure I educate myself. I make sure I let my kids know, because people have the perception like, okay, because we parents, like, we got it all. Like, no, the hell we don't. Don't be lying to them damn kids. You better tell them kids, like, okay, like, mommy made some not so good decisions, and we need to talk about that. Now, if they're not of age, of course they're not going to understand, and no, it's not, it's not their place. But I feel like it's very important to let your kids know that you're human, that you make mistakes. Like, they're not going to look at you any different. They're going to love you anyway. Sometimes I feel like I cherish the way my kids feel about me over anybody else, because that's what's important to me. I think that I rely on what my kids feel and what my kids like a lot more, because we have that special place. We have that special intimacy that allows me to connect with them on that level. With my 8-year-old, we have our conversations and our talk. And when you talk to your children and you don't have any judgment, you don't have to worry about your kid going to, this person and that person, and somebody having the ability to have that influence on them negatively, because they know, like, damn, I could have a real ass conversation with my mama. Like, nigga, what I need you for? No. And I think it's important to a level, to an extent, keep it honest and 100 with your babies, because if you don't, somebody else will, and it may not be that person that you want, because it's going to have effect on your babies. It's just what it is. So I pray, and I love you guys entirely. And I'm not, this video is not for the intent of beating anybody down or making anybody feel bad, or highlighting anything, but we need to heal, and we need to be 100 about it. Okay, I think I'm gonna do a video about spiritual warfare, because it is so real, and it's something that I did not learn in church or anywhere else. Like, nobody really talks about that shit. So I think I really want to do a video about that. But needless to say, I love you guys, and so much has been on my mind, and I've really been holding back on some content just because of the touchy topics and the touchy subjects and some of how people may feel about the things that I put out. But you know what? At this point, fuck it. I don't care anymore. Like, somebody needs to hear it, because I want you guys to live. I want you guys to live for you. I want you guys to be happy. I want you guys to not be so, so upset. Sometimes I look and reflect on the things I see on my timeline, and it's not sad, because I feel like sometimes there's no direction, sometimes there's no positivity, sometimes there's no guidance. And like I said, you can sit and ramble and ponder upon pondering, and you just want that person to have that ability, to have that connection, to get the clarity that they need on whatever situation, or get that healing that they need. For my light workers and for my people who everybody goes to, just everybody goes to, it is important to take time to yourself. Okay? It is important to take time to yourself. I'm gonna say it one more time. For my light workers and for my people who everybody go to, it is important to take time to yourself. It is important to heal yourself. It's just you and God. It just needs to be you and God sometimes. Because like I said, sometimes you worry about Shanika up the block said that she would do this, and then she would do that, and then you do that, and then you jammed up because she didn't know what the fuck she was talking about in the first place. That worked for her, and that didn't mean that it was going to work for you. But you going up for what she said. Now you fucked up. Don't do it. Don't do it. People, do your research. Listen to you. What is my needs? Okay, well, if I don't know, let me call this company. Okay, and hold their ass accountable too. Start writing down. Okay, I spoke to Brenda, and Brenda was the manager, and she said X, Y, and Z on this day at this time, and this is the number that I called her from, and this is the number that I contacted her on. And if she had an email, this is what I emailed her on, and this is the email, and this is what she responded. These big companies, like, it's ridiculous sometimes. It's really ridiculous sometimes. Like, I had to call corporate on so many people. Like, it's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Hold people accountable. Hold people accountable. Hold people accountable. But also seek the answers that you need. If you seek God in any situation, girl, guy, bruh, girl, sis, whatever address, queen, all of the above, you will be top-notch hitter. Like, can't nobody tell you nothing. You be like, whoa, yeah, I got that. Yeah, I got that. I got that. Yeah, that's me. Yeah, you be exclusive all the time. Maybe not all the time. Not in certain situations, but some situations you will. You will. So I encourage you, my loves. I done tucked my little butt off. I done got what I needed off my mind for the present moment. It's 28 minutes. This is crazy. But I love you. Bring it in. Bring it into the sister girl. Bring it in. Bring it in. Bring it in. Show me some love, okay? Make sure that you like and share this video because somebody out there need it, okay? Make sure that you like and share this video because somebody need it. And know that this girl right here, Miss Lala Sweets, loves you, okay? I love you very much, and I want you to fight to live. I want you to be happy, just happy off life. It is beautiful. It is beautiful, and it's worth it. So if you are having a hard time right now, it's not gonna last forever, okay? Right? Talk to God, meditate, Take care of your business. Get in tune with you. Love you. Don't focus on little John and his big nutsack to make you happy, or Susan Rottencrotch up the street to make you happy. Okay? You have to focus on you. If that is a problem with your, you had a problem with your mom, address it. You got a problem with your dad, address it. If you have a problem with your childhood, address it. Address it. If you don't want to go to counseling, like, talk to God. But but deal with it. Deal with it. Deal with it. Deal with it. Because you are important. You are important. And you are worth your life. It's so sad these babies are out here killing themselves because of bullying and all kinds of stuff. And we just really need to love on ourselves. And when our babies see us love on us, they'll love on themselves like, what? Like, no, that's not okay. That's not what you do. And a lot of us want to say, oh well, they need to do what I say and not what I do. Well, kind of disagree with that to a degree. You know what I'm saying? Like, because if you are in an abusive relationship, your daughter thinks it's okay. Your son thinks it's okay. It's just what it is. Now, you could tell him, like, hey, don't beat that girl. You can tell her, don't get your ass beat. But she saw it. She's experienced it. She's like, oh, well, I'm going to look up to my mom. I'm going to look up to my dad. So it's just a cycle. It's a cycle, you guys. And sometimes it's not easy to break those cycles. It's not easy to call a shot and be like, you know what, look, I can't tell you what to do with your life, and I can't tell you how to live your life, but I really didn't agree with that. And that's something that doesn't make me feel okay. It's something that is always frowned upon, because like everybody just got to be quiet. And I get it, certain circumstances may be a little bit more difficult than others, and I'm not dismissing that fact, but I want the best for you guys. I want you guys to be happy. And I mean, if I could just take the pain away from everybody, I would. Like, y'all have no idea. I would. But God he puts these messages on my heart for me to get them out. So that's what I'm doing. I'm gonna obey what I feel like he installs in me, because sometimes you guys are more of a blessing than you think to me. So I love and appreciate you guys, and I'm saying goodnight for the last time. I'm saying goodnight for the last time. And I love you so much. I have to get up in the morning and have breakfast with my boys and go to the dentist and get some things taken care of. So I have to get up pretty early. So I love you guys. I love you guys. I love you guys. I love you guys. I love you, love you, love you, love ya. Love you, love you, love you, love ya. And I'm out. Hearts. Lala Sweets loves you guys. Okay? Fight to live. Fight to live. And I'm praying for you. Okay? I'm praying for you. Heal yourself. Love yourself. And be the best you that you can possibly be. Please like and share this video. Thank you guys. And good night.